On this episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, going to dive in and look at a little bit of Charlotte Hornets, folks. As we kind of get on as the midway point of the season, how do we think the Hornets are going to fare playoff time? Before we get into today's video, make sure you subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Pound that like button, hit that bell notification, be notified of future videos like this on the Hornets. And by all means, folks, leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. It's going to be a little short take video, folks. A couple points of emphasis is LaMelo Ball. Even though he's still growing as a player, and he'll have his outburst scoring, he still makes a few mistakes, but his passing ability, leadership on the court, his court solving, and how just the stardom, the stardom is written all over this guy. He's going to be a future All-Star here. This guy could even be, there's been talk in the league that, eventually can be a league MVP. And let's hope that he'll, get his dad out of his ear and he'll be willing to stay in Charlotte because, man, what this fan base needs in the NBA is they have the Hornets be a very successful team. If it can happen in Oklahoma City and it can happen in Salt Lake City with Utah, it can happen in Charlotte, to have this team on fire. Now, players like Miles Bridges, we got to hang on to. We know this. And we've got guys that will step up one night like P.J. Washington, take a step back. You got to look at Gordon Hayward. Can he stay healthy for this long period of time? Terry Rozier, when he's on, he's really on. He's really been impressive. Since he's come in for Kemba Walker, he's really been what we've needed more than what Kemba was. And I hate that because Kemba was such a special player for the Hornets. Now, coaching, Borregio, is he really keeping his team together? Because it seems like we'll win a couple games, we'll get on fire, we'll be getting close to the 6th seed, then we'll lose a couple, and we'll drop down to the 7th or 8th seed. Cannot afford for this team to fall apart and finish 9th and miss out. It's time they really got to elevate. So as we get into the last 30, 40 games of the season, the Hornets have got to find a way to get streaky, win some games. It's okay to lose one here and there, but they got to find one where they can put 3, 4, and 5 wins together, folks. They've got to move up in the standings or close enough. It's 6th seed right now, close enough within a few games of being like in the 3rd seed or 4th seed. They've got to get in that top 3 or 4 seeds. If they can do that, they can make some noise in the first round, maybe win a series. 2nd round, battle it out. They'll get some national recognition. It's going to be good for this team, getting that playoff experience for the young players. Now, how well does Book Knight look? It looks pretty good at times. He's still learning. Same thing can be said for JT Thor. Jalen McDaniels has looked good at times. And you still got, Cody Martin, how he's been playing. And at times is really good, at other times not as good. But keeping these guys, Plumlee's been excellent when he's had to play and perform. But getting some of these guys to really, Ish Smith comes in a little bit of glue, a little bit of play here and there. But just keeping this core together of Miles Bridges, LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, and just sprinkling a little bit of P.J. Washington and Jalen McDaniels and a couple of other players that we have. Just kind of keeping them in there, keeping our head above water, trying to move up in the spot. The Hornets are in a good situation right now, folks. If they could just keep winning and getting better and growing as a team, 3 things. Number 1, stay away from injuries. Kind of derailed us a little last year. Number 2, learn to play together, get the right rotation in the game. Number 3, develop these young guys like Vernon Carey Jr. on the bench. Get some adequate playing time like we've done Jalen McDaniels all of a sudden. Hey, I didn't even mean to live out Kelly Oubre. My God, at times he's been on fire. And I think that's one reason why we've got a shot to jump up from the 6th seed and maybe get noise to make the 3rd or 4th seed because he's got that experience with Golden State. So, folks, what do you think of today's video? How well do you think the Hornets will finish? Where would you slide them at 1 through 8? Or do you have them not making the playoffs? Leave me some comments. I love the dialogue. Pound the like button. Hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos like this on the Hornets. And by all means, folks, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. Help Uncle Chucky out. I will see you next time on another episode of Carolina Sports Guy.